Hey friends, wanted to show you how easy it is to install a front hitch receiver on a Ford full-size van. So I've got things set up here just to show you kind of how it all comes together. The first thing you're going to want to do, and I highly recommend this, is just take off your bumper completely. It's really simple to do and it makes everything so much easier. You don't have to fish bolts in through frame holes and all of that. You just got really easy access. So to take off your bumper, first on the bottom side of your bumper, it attaches to this kind of air scoop. With a few fasteners. So this one right here is, you're going to just need an 8mm socket or a wrench to take these off. And then there's some clips that look kind of like this, and this just clips onto the plastic part of the bottom of your bumper. This part down here. It's really easy to take those off. Then the next thing you're going to want to do is reach in through your bumper right here. You pull this part back and you can get access to the first nut, and there's one on each side of the inside of the frame rails, and that takes a 13/16 socket or wrench to take off. The nut looks like this. The one from the outside of the frame rail is even easier to get to because there's nothing blocking your access to that. You take those off. Like I said, there's one pair on each side. And your whole bumper just lifts right down to the ground. Now you've got access to your frame. So if your van is like mine, you do need to drill out holes on the bottom of the frame rail. So I'd recommend starting with a bit like this, maybe 1/8 inch or so. If you get one new, make sure, or if you don't get one new, just make sure you got a nice sharp drill bit to drill through the steel. And then I used this. This is a universal or a step bit that just enlarges that hole. So you're not starting with a really large size. It's easy to just start with a small size and then just increases the size of the hole. Now you can reach through into your frame and put this mounting plate and the bolt through. You can lift up the hitch receiver onto these, put the nuts on, tighten them, make sure it's exactly where you want it, and you're good to go. Now the instructions that I got for this Curt hitch receiver said you can either remove this thing completely or just trim it. So I started with just trimming it. You have to trim out a piece here so it doesn't interfere with this, kind of arm of the hitch receiver. But I don't love that actually, because I feel like this piece is just kind of not doing anything. So I'm going to trim right behind it actually here. I'm going to leave this part of the air scoop. It's got some rigidity from these ribs in it, and I'm going to leave that part there, but the front part of it's going to be gone now. And then the last thing you need to do before you put your bumper back up is you're going to need to trim out a piece of the plastic here on the lower part of the bumper. So this is right in the middle of the van. You can see where my license plate goes. You can just measure like 2.5 or 3 inches and cut that out. Or I've seen other people, you just take this part off completely and you just keep the metal part of the bumper. So that's it. Lift it back up, put those nuts back on, tighten it up, and you're good to go.